Okay, let's get into your reading, Gemini. Okay, if you are watching this reading, trust me, it has found you for a reason. Okay, you are here, and I am here doing this reading because it is divine. It is brought to you by the divine. You are meant to see this right now. So watch until the end and watch what happens, because I have manifested this reading will only find you if it is absolutely 100% meant for you. You are very, very sure about what you want in your life, but you get very overwhelmed. And I also see that you have a tendency to overthink. And then sometimes you don't know what to do because you've overthought so much that you think both sides must be, wrong. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I not do this? But I really want to do this, but I don't think I'm good enough. Let me tell you something. I really feel here that you have found this reading for a reason, because the universe is telling you not to overthink and just to take action, okay? The universe right now is telling you to take action. Well, the universe is telling me to tell you to take action. And that is so, so powerful with the Theology Ace of Wands. You've been thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? Like, am I good enough for this? Am I not? I feel like you've spent so much time thinking that you could have already taken action on it and had the result that you wanted. So this is what the Ace of Wands is really showcasing in terms of energy. Like literally, we have the Page of Pentacles. You can achieve what your heart is set on. If it is, wanting a conversation with someone, or wanting to set something up of your own, or, wanting an opportunity, wanting money, wanting to do something, whatever it is, you are so, so able to do that. But you've been sitting in this overthinking energy. Now is the time, honestly, to take action. The Three of Cups here shows the faster you take action, the quicker it is going to come into your life. So I want you to promise yourself that after you watch this reading, you will take action on this thing that has been going on and on and on in your mind constantly, where you've been overthinking and worrying about it, and you will take action right here, right now, after this reading is done. Okay, there's also another card here, which is the King of Wands. King of Wands, okay, is the card of taking action, is literally the action taker. The action taker. The universe wants you to take action also. Not only that, right? Even the Ace of Wands is the action taker. It's almost like the universe is like, why are you thinking so much? Just do, just do, just do. Because doing is going to get you there. And I know, I don't want to invalidate you and tell you that, thinking too much is, this and that. But thinking is thinking and doing is doing. They're two very different things. And if you are able to think, that's amazing, but also do. And I think don't be afraid of doing things, because that's part of life. If you're thinking, then doing is also part of it. And it's not that you haven't ever done anything. I think you're scared. Because you're kind of, scared. Like, what if this goes wrong? And what if this goes bad? And what if this doesn't work out? And it's more so your emotions, right? Getting into the mix of things, and then you're scaring yourself and you're overwhelming yourself. But good things are going to happen. Good things are 100% going to happen. So please don't worry, and please don't stress. And please don't ever think like, is it ever going to happen or is it not? Because it is, and things are going to work out for you in your favor. So I want you, to comment down below. I want you to comment down below. It is done. Okay, it is done, because after you watch this reading, I want you to take action on what has really been bothering you, because you've been thinking about doing it and you've been putting it off and you've been overthinking. And in the process, I feel like you've been feeling stressed. You've been feeling overwhelmed. You may have been losing hair, shedding hair from your scalp and just, having aches and pains in your body, or just not feeling right within yourself, or having very little energy. It's a sign. It's a sign that now is the time to take action. And the other thing as well that I really want to mention is seal it in, okay? Claim it. Comment down below, it is done. Obviously, take action once the reading is done. But also, like this reading, make sure you're subscribed as well, because the law of energy exchange is very, very powerful. We want to make sure that when you take this action, it happens for your highest good. As in, the actual what you do works out for your highest good, and it actually works out for you in your favor, so you don't actually regret what you do. Okay, so that's really, really important. The Magician here literally shows whatever it is that you're working on or worrying about is going to work out. Literally, whatever it is, whether it's documents, conversations with a person, some kind of opportunity, chasing up something, whether you're working on a project or an opportunity, or you need to figure something out. Whatever it is, you've been wanting to do something, and finally you're doing it, and it's working out for you in your highest good. And that is very, very important, like significantly. The Magician is the universe's energy, and we spoke so much about the universe. It's a synchronicity. And to be honest, I do say things, and then it comes out on the cards. And we've got here justice. Like justice, it's now. Now is the time, okay? It's now or never, truly. I feel like if you put it off even more, like you're just not going to be happy. So justice here shows justice is served. King of Cups here really shows that it's time. It's time to take this action. It's a part of, I think, also like maturity, just not worrying about the outcome. I feel like the reason why you've not taken action any sooner is because you're really just worried about the outcome, and I think you should not be. Because the more you're worried about an outcome, you're just going to manifest that worry. So don't worry. Claim this reading, that it works out for you for the best, and watch what happens. Like, I literally feel like you're finding this a few hours before you do it. I don't think you're going to drag this on. I feel like you're going to do it fairly soon. And the Hanged Man just shows you've been thinking about this for so long. I think now is the time. It's sort of now or never. And it's one of those things as well where you always think the worst case scenario. But I think you should also think the best case scenario, because remember, your thoughts manifest. So if you're always thinking the worst case scenario, you attract those negative energies in. Think also about the best case scenario, because that's also a form of manifesting. And you know what? Sometimes it might not be that it always works out in the best case, but you will always realize that it always happened for your highest good. But this situation is going to work out for your highest good. And it's going to be working out for you in a way that makes you feel genuinely very happy. So please don't worry. I told you, okay? This is how I work as a reader. I say things, it comes out, okay? On the cards. I honestly feel so connected to tarot these days. Like, I say things and it just comes out. And honestly, I love that because I feel like you can see that. And that's so important for you to visually be able to see so that you can trust your reader. When I tell you the 10 of Pentacles here shows it will work out for you in your favor. And the abundance is coming, the completion is coming, the success is coming, the happiness is coming. Not joking. Okay. Ten of Pentacles is one of the cherry on top of the cake cards. It is so, so powerful. It shows everything is going to work out just fine. Stop stressing and overthinking and worrying, because actually taking action on something is a split-second decision. Overthinking is like hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. Whereas when we take action on something, it just happens really quickly. It's a bit like if you have to do a presentation or something, right? You could be working it up in your head for like days and days and days, but the presentation maybe just takes like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then it's like done, you know? Like it's one of those things where you might be working it up a lot more in your mind. And so it feels worse when you're overthinking it, but taking action actually just happens really quickly. So trying not to work it up, you know, even if it's something to do with like health and you're thinking like, should I do that appointment? Should I not? Honestly, I feel like you're working it up a lot more in your head. Like whatever this is, rather than just taking action. When you take action, you'll just feel better because you'll be like, I did it. Like, I did it. Okay, I did it. Come back and let me know, okay, that you did it. And I want to stay with you a little longer, okay? Because there is so much more in these cards, and I don't want you to leave without hearing all of it. Let me start, okay, with the thing this whole reading keeps circling back to, the gap between thinking and doing. Because almost every card that came out, the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, the Magician, Justice, the Hanged Man, is pointing at that exact gap. And I want you to really understand, okay, why you've been stuck in it. Because it's not a character flaw. It's not laziness. It's not that you can't decide. The reader named it exactly. It's your emotions getting into the mix. The fear wearing the costume of thinking. Because think about it. Okay, when the thinking is productive, it reaches a conclusion and stops. But the kind you've been caught in doesn't conclude. It loops. Should I, shouldn't I, what if, but maybe, round and round, never landing. And that looping isn't your mind solving the problem, it's your mind trying to feel safe before it acts, which is a safety it can never quite reach, because the only thing that actually makes it safe is doing it and seeing it turn out fine. And that's exactly, okay, why the universe flooded this reading with action cards. The Ace of Wands and the King of Wands, both action takers, both fire, both saying the same thing, just do. The Ace of Wands, okay, is that first spark of inspiration, the match striking, the moment a new idea or desire catches light in you. And an ace is always an invitation. A door held open, a fresh beginning offered directly to you. But here's the thing about the Ace of Wands, it's pure potential, a spark that hasn't caught yet, and a spark left untouched goes out. The ace is the universe handing you the flame, but you are the one who has to carry it forward. And the King of Wands, okay, is who you become when you do. The King of Wands doesn't sit and deliberate. He sees what he wants and he moves. He's bold, decisive, confident, the fullest expression of that fire energy. And the universe putting him in your reading is showing you the version of yourself that's waiting on the other side of the action, the you who stops overthinking and simply becomes the person who does the thing. And let me stay, okay, with the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups for a moment, because together they tell you something hopeful about what happens once you move. The Page of Pentacles, okay, is the student, the beginner, the one holding a single coin and studying it with focus and care. And the reader tied it to you being able to achieve what your heart is set on, whatever it is, a conversation, an opportunity, money, a thing you want to build. And the page is such an encouraging card here because it says you don't have to already be the master. You just have to begin. The page is the energy of the first step taken with sincerity, and that first step is always enough to start. And the Three of Cups, is celebration, joy, friends raising their glasses together, and the reader read it as the faster you take action, the quicker it comes into your life. And I love that pairing, the page beginning, the Three of Cups celebrating, because it maps the whole arc. You take the small first step, and joy comes rushing in to meet you. And I want you to feel, the momentum that's baked into that. The reader kept saying, the faster, the quicker, because action doesn't just get you the result, it speeds up the whole timeline. Every day you spend overthinking is a day the celebration waits. And every day you move is a day you pull it closer. And I want to draw out, the Magician, because it may be the most powerful card in this whole spread for what you're facing. The Magician, stands at his table with all four elements in front of him. The cup, the sword, the wand, the pentacle, one hand raised to the sky, one pointing to the earth, as above, so below. And he is the card of manifestation, of taking what is invisible, an idea, an intention, a want, and making it real in the physical world. And here's why it matters so much, for you. The reader said the Magician shows that whatever you're working on or worrying about is going to work out, whatever it is, documents, a conversation, an opportunity, a project, something you need to figure out. The Magician is the confirmation that the thing you keep circling is not going to blow up in your face. It's going to resolve in your favor. But the Magician, carries a condition too, and it's the whole message of this reading. He manifests, but he has to pick up the tool to do it. The elements are on his table, not floating into being on their own. You have everything you need. The reader said it. The skills, the intelligence, the vision. The Magician is you with your hand already on the tool. All that's left is to use it. And I want to sit, with Justice and the Hanged Man together because the reader pulled them side by side. And they tell a story about timing. The Hanged Man, is the card of suspension, of pause, of being frozen in place, hanging upside down, seeing the situation from every angle but not moving. And the reader read it as exactly what you've been doing, thinking about this for so long, suspended in the deliberation. The Hanged Man is comfortable in a way. It feels safe to stay hanging, to keep analyzing, to never have to find out. But the Hanged Man is not a resting place. It's a threshold. And Justice, is what breaks the suspension. Justice says, now is the time, now or never. Because justice is about cause and effect, about the decision you make, creating the outcome you get. And the reader felt that if you put it off even more, you just won't be happy. Justice is served the moment you act, because acting is you finally tipping the scales in your own favor. And I want to draw out, the King of Cups, because he brings a quality the reader called maturity, and it's the exact thing that lets you act without the fear running the show. The King of Cups, sits on his throne in the middle of a moving sea, the waves rising around him, and yet he's calm, steady. Not because the water is still, but because he has mastered his own emotions enough to stay centered in the middle of them. And that is exactly the energy the reader is inviting you into, because your emotions, okay, the reader said, are what's been getting into the mix. The fear and act anyway. You can notice the worry and move anyway. That's not fearlessness. That's maturity. That's the King of Cups. And I want to spend real time, okay, on the thing the reader kept returning to. Your thoughts manifest. So stop rehearsing the worst case. Because here's what happens, okay? When you overthink, you don't just consider the options. You vividly imagine the disaster. You play the worst case on a loop in full color over and over until it feels almost real, almost inevitable. And the reader is telling you that all that rehearsal isn't neutral. You're pouring your energy into the exact outcome you're afraid of, feeding it, watering it. And the reader's medicine for that, okay, is beautifully simple. Rehearse the best case instead. Give the same energy, the same vividness, the same repetition to the version where it works, where the conversation goes well, where the opportunity says yes, where you look back and think, I'm so glad I did it. Because if your thoughts manifest either way, you may as well point them at what you want. And even, okay, the reader was honest here. Even when it doesn't unfold exactly like the best case, you always come to see that it happened for your highest good. So there's no version of this where taking action betrays you. Either it works out the way you hoped, or it works out in a way you later understand was even better. The one outcome that never serves you is the one where you never move at all. And right now, okay, I want you to take a slow breath with me. Breathe in the courage to do the thing you've been circling, and breathe out the fear that's been dressed up as thinking. You already know what you need to do. And I want to touch, okay, on something the reader noticed that I don't want to skip past, because it's a kindness. The way the overthinking has been showing up in your body. She mentioned it, okay, the stress, the overwhelm, maybe losing a little hair, aches and pains, low energy, just not feeling right within yourself. And I want you to hear why she brought that up. Not to alarm you, but because your body has been carrying what your mind wouldn't put down. Because that's the hidden cost, okay, of the loop. Overthinking feels like it's all in your head, but it isn't. The body keeps the tension of every unmade decision. It holds the stress of the thing you keep meaning to do and haven't. And the relief you feel when you finally act isn't only emotional, it's physical. The shoulders drop, the jaw loosens. The weight you didn't even know you were carrying lifts. So taking action, okay, isn't just about the result. It's about giving your body permission to finally exhale. The reader saw those symptoms as a sign that now is the time. Your body has been asking you to stop carrying this and start moving it. And I want to honor, okay, the divine timing the reader kept pointing to, because she said this reading only finds you if it's 100% meant for you, and that she felt you were finding it just a few hours before you act. And whether or not, okay, you take that literally, I want you to feel the truth underneath it. Some readings find people years before the moment. This one found you right at the edge, right when you're almost ready, right when the only thing left between you and the doing is one small push. So let this be the push, okay? Not a someday reading you file away, a right now reading that meets you at the threshold and says, go, it's time, you're ready, and it's already going to work out. And I want to close, on the 10 of Pentacles because the reader called it the cherry on top of the cake card, and it's the perfect note to end this reading on. The 10 of Pentacles, shows a whole scene of completion, a grand home, a family gathered, generations together, 10 golden coins framing every corner. It's one of the most settled, secure, everything worked out cards in the entire deck. And it landed at the end of your reading as if to say, this is where the action leads. Not to disaster, which is what the fear kept whispering, but to completion, to abundance, to success, to happiness. The reader listed them one after another because the 10 of Pentacles doesn't do half measures. It's the full picture of a thing that worked out all the way. And I want you to hold, that image as you go to do the thing you've been circling, not the worst case you've been rehearsing this. The 10 of Pentacles, the settled, secure, it all worked out ending that the cards are promising is already on its way to you. And here's the last thing, the reader kept saying she speaks, and it comes out on the cards, that she feels deeply connected to what she's reading for you. And I want you to take that as permission to trust this, not to second guess it, not to overthink whether the reading really applies to you. It found you, it's meant for you, and the only thing left is for you to believe it enough to act on it. So this is me, handing it back to you. The spark, the ability, the timing, the calm, the promise that it works out. Everything you need is already on your table, just like the magician. All that's left is to reach out and pick it up. And let me gather it all up for you, One more time. The Ace of Wands, the spark to begin. The Page of Pentacles, your ability to achieve it. The 3 of Cups, the joy that comes the faster you move. The King of Wands, the action taker you become. The Magician, your power to make it real. Justice, the now or never timing. The King of Cups, the calm to act without fear. The Hanged Man, the suspension you're stepping out of. And the 10 of Pentacles, the cherry on top completion waiting on the other side. So let me lay this all out one final time, slowly, so it settles. There is something, you have been thinking about for a long time, turning it over, weighing it, worrying it, putting it off. And this reading found you just before the moment you finally do it. And every card, is saying the same thing. Stop overthinking and take the action. Not because it's risky, but because it's already going to work out in your favor. The overthinking, took hours, days, weeks. The action takes a moment, a split-second decision, and then it's done. And you get to feel that clean relief of, I did it. One message. The thing you're afraid to do is the thing that sets you free. And if this reading found you right before your moment, comment down below, it is done, and then go and actually do it. Seal it in, claim it, like this reading, and subscribe to Moonveil Tarot. Because the law of energy exchange is real, and I want this to work out for your highest good. Share it with someone who's been overthinking too, because good energy shared comes back to you tenfold. I genuinely read every comment, even the ones I can't always reply to individually. Your story becomes part of the reason this reading keeps finding the next person who needs it. Wherever you're watching this from, I want you to actually feel this settle in before you go. You may have spent, so long waiting to feel ready, waiting until the fear went quiet, waiting until you were absolutely certain it would go perfectly. And maybe a part of you believed that the thinking was you being careful, being responsible. And this reading found you, okay, to tell you that the readiness you've been waiting for comes after the action, not before it. The confidence is on the other side of the doing. You don't think your way into feeling ready. You act, and the readiness arrives to meet you. So go do the thing, okay? The small first step, the conversation, the message, the appointment, the leap. Whatever it is you've been circling, go and do it, and let the 10 of Pentacles completion, the abundance, the success, the happiness come rushing in to meet the version of you who finally stopped thinking and started living it. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.